Welcome to the final episode of the year for the Mindset Recruiting Podcast. I'm Alex Rojas, your talent advisor and host. And in today's episode, it is the end of year recruiter failures. Now, as much as I'd like to end the year on a positive note, I think it's important to really reflect on what you did as a recruiter. So I'm definitely going to kick off next year's podcast with more of a motivational side and a plan for 2025. But for now, I think it's been a challenging year for most recruiters, and I've been very vocal about that. The demand in the marketplace for recruiters has been very low, but we've seen an uptick here over the last quarter of the year. So the market is turning for the better, but as companies continue to regroup and reorganize themselves, they're going to look at the internal recruiting assets, and that is a must. So depending on the company that you're working for, you could be at risk entering the new year. And so it's important for you as a recruiter, for all of us as recruiters, to reflect, to do some soul searching, to go back and look in the mirror and find out, where did we maybe fall short? Where did we find failure in our deliverables, in our reputation as recruiters? I'm going to give you the 10 reasons why recruiters fail to meet expectations. Stick around for the closing commentary. I'm going to provide you with the biggest setback that recruiters face year in and year out. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm excited. Let's discuss. Okay, so let's kick this thing off. 10 reasons why recruiters fail to meet expectations. I'm going to give you the first grouping of the 5. Number 1, low hiring results. That's right. Just plain and simple. As a recruiter, you missed your target. And there could be a lot of reasons why you missed your target. It could be maybe the business, the demand of the business wasn't quite there, what we expected for 2024. Or maybe perhaps it was just a lack of focus and a lack of sense of urgency. Number 2, no recruiter upskilling. That's right. You didn't participate in any kind of training. You didn't attend any conferences. You didn't participate in any webinars on a consistent basis. You weren't following a specific community, and you weren't networking. So you missed out on an opportunity to upskill your skill sets as a recruiter. Number 3, failed tool adoption. And this is a pretty standard one across the board, year to year. A lot of recruiters fail to really underutilize their ATS, their CRMs in the most efficient and productive way. They don't use all the bells and whistles that are available. They fail to go ahead and automate their workflow process. They lack a little bit of creativity, and they are not super users or champions of a product, a tool, or a resource. So it's just a failed tool adoption. Number 4, you're skeptical about AI. That's right. You're still ignoring the potential in artificial intelligence. You're not curious enough. You're pushing it away. You're not embracing it. It's been the theme of the year. I've had several episodes on this. You're just not even thinking about it. It's not in your realm. But entering 2025, it's time to get on board. So stop being a skeptic when it comes to AI. And number 5, there is no annual reporting being done by recruiters. That means that you're lacking the data to really show really what kind of impact that you have had on your performance, on your deliverables. And it's really hard to justify the work that you've been doing if you don't have data-driven results. And so what that equates to also is that there's a lack of accountability. And quite frankly, you're just not being transparent with your manager, with your customers, or even with yourself. And I think that's going to be a big theme heading into 2025, is as recruiters, we need to be more specific when it comes to developing data that can help us drive a story that we can tell to our customers. And not only that, help us put together a good strategy. All right, so let's look at the next 5. This is starting with number 6. Again, we're talking about 10 reasons why recruiters fail to meet expectations. Number 6, poor manager relations. It just comes down to it. There's just a lack of communication or miscommunication, misalignment, failed expectations with your managers that you support. Or for that matter, a lot of recruiters go through the year without really training up their managers, educating their managers, and upskilling their skill sets when it comes to their talent acquisition knowledge as well. Number 7, lack of leadership. That's right. There's no motivation or very little motivation when it comes to that as recruiters. You're just flying under the radar. Your relationship development skills are at a minimal. You really didn't enhance your relationship abilities as a leader in interacting with C-level executives or decision makers or stakeholders, people that really matter, people that are in important positions of power and influence. And you fail to really capitalize and formulate any kind of strategy contribution that you can have within your team or your company. Number 8, candidate experience. Okay, so we talk about this quite often. You're still ghosting your candidates. You're slow to responding to your candidates. You're really diminishing the reputation of the company that you're working for. You're not really working with the most qualified candidates. So you're introducing maybe B player, C player type of candidates, and you're not effectively focusing on pipelining. That's another episode that I had, how to strategically pipeline your talent community. Number 9, average teammate. That's right. You are an average teammate. You do minimal to get by as far as your efforts. You don't volunteer for any type of additional roles or responsibilities. You're not part of committees. You're not part of a task force or a tiger team. You don't provide additional support. You're not a super user or a champion or an ambassador on any of the tools or skill sets that you can help your teammates out with. You're not mentoring anybody on the team, and you're uncoachable. So you are an average teammate, but you still got a job. And finally, number 10, no goal setting. A lot of recruiters start the year off without any kind of goals. A lot of companies, a lot of staffing managers or talent acquisition managers don't even know how to properly manage recruiters. So you have 0 KPIs. You don't know your data when it comes to offers or days to close or what your priority levels were for the year and whether you hit those expectations as well. So you got to look at the whole overall totality of your organization, your team goals, and you got to say, did I hit the mark on this? Did I have a mid-year review on this? And how did I end the year as well? These are your 10 reasons why most recruiters fail to meet expectations. It's time for closing commentary mindset time. And so not only has this been a trying year for recruiters, but it's actually been a trying year for the last couple of years. And I've been pretty consistent about my message when it comes to that. Although the last quarter has been one that I think, again, we have seen a turn in the corner, more positions opening up. But the biggest setback that recruiters face has to do with us as recruiters not being able to land a new job, a new opportunity, or not being able to get the salary or rate increases that we've been accustomed to in the past, or for that matter, the lack of bonuses or incentive plans tied into our work. Our ability to explore the job market or even go on interviews or talk to companies was really limited or non-existent this year. I had quite a few podcasts where I really honed in on the things that were holding us back as recruiters or things that were threatening us, like AI stealing jobs, or recruiters constantly complaining, or the battles that we have within HR, or the DEI controversy, or just burnout and being stressed out as a recruiter. But my other 40 plus podcasts were highly motivational, they were positive, and they were really designed to encourage recruiters within the talent acquisition industry. I hope this episode was informative. Please remember to like, to subscribe, and to comment, and to share. It really has helped the podcast grow as we wrap up our first year as a mindset recruiting podcast. And remember, until next time, it's all about the mindset.